welcome students. In this video, I'm going to take the lesson Federalism.
Good morning, students. In this video, I am going to take the lesson Federalism. First, we have to understand what federalism is. So, federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between the central authority and various constituent units of the country. What are the levels of government in federalism? You have already studied this in your primary classes. This is just a recapitulation of what we are doing. So, usually in a federation, it has two levels of government. It is government for the entire country, which is called as central government, which will basically look after the common national interest of the entire nation, and government at the level of provinces or state government that will look after the state. Now, what are the key features of federalism? So, there are first of all two or more levels of tiers of government, and different level or different tier of government will be governed. Will be having one head, and it will govern the same citizen, but each level will have its own jurisdiction in specific matters of legislation, taxation, and administration. The jurisdiction of the respective level of the government will be specified in the constitution. So, the existence and the authority of each level of the government will be constitutionally guaranteed. The fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of the government. Such changes will require the consent of both the level of the government. Courts have the power to interpret the constitution and have the powers of different level of the government. The highest court will act as an umpire. So, if any dispute arises between the levels of the government, exercising of the respective powers, the sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. The federal system will generally has dual objective. Number one, to safeguard and promote unity of the country, while at the same time accommodate regional diversity. Therefore, two aspects are crucial for the institutions and practice of federalism. Governments at different levels should agree to some rules of power sharing. They should also trust that each would abide by its part of the agreement. An ideal federal system has both aspects, mutual trust and agreement to live together. The types of federation. There are basically two kinds or two types of federations in Indian constitution, or you can say overall. In Indian constitution, basically we have the federation like holding together federation, where a large country will be divided into, given different types of power. Example can be the national government and the state government. So examples can be India, Spain, and Belgium. And one is called as coming together federation, which will involve independent state coming together on their own to form a bigger unit. So that by pulling sovereignty, by pulling supremacy and retaining the identity, they can increase the security. Example, USA, Switzerland, Australia. There are three lists of the constitution. Again, this also you have studied in your primary classes. That is union list, state list, and concurrent list. Union list includes subject of national importance, such as the defense of the country, foreign affairs, banking, communications, and currency. Then, state list. It contains subject of state and local importance, such as police, trade, commerce, agriculture, and irrigations. Concurrent list includes subject of common interest to both the union government as well as the state government. Example, education, forest, trade unions, marriage, adoption, and succession. What are the basis of creation of states in India? First of all, the creation of linguistic state was the first and the major test for democratic politics in India. This was done to ensure that the people who spoke the same language lived in the same state. Example, Gujarat, West Bengal, and Bihar. Some states were created not on the basis of language but recognized differences based on their culture, ethnicity, and geography. These include states like Nagaland, Uttarakhand, and Jharkhand. Language policy. A second test for Indian Federation is the language policy. Our constitution did not give the status of national language to any one language. Hindi was identified as the official language, but it is the mother tongue of only about 40% of Indians. The central government said to continue the use of English along with Hindi for official purposes. Center-state relations. Restructuring the center-state relation is one more way in which federalism has been strengthened in practice. All this changed significantly after 1990. This period saw the rise of regional political parties in many states of the country, which was also called as the beginning of the coalition government. Third tier of government. Federal power sharing in India needed another tier of government below that state government, which was called as local government. Local government is the third tier of government which is based on decentralization of power. Example, urban government, municipality, rural government, panchayati raj government. Amending the constitution. The constitution was amended to make the third tier government more powerful and effective. Now, it is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local governmental bodies. Seats are reserved in the elected bodies and the executive heads of these institutions for the SCs, STs, and OBCs. At least one third of all positions are reserved for women. An independent institution called the State Election Commission has been created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. Rural local government. Rural local government is popularly known as Panchayati Raj. This is a council consisting of several ward members, often called as Panch, and a president or Sarpanch. It is a decision making body for the entire village. A few Gram Panchayat are grouped together to form, which is also called as Panchayat Samiti or Block Mal. All the Panchayat Samiti or Mandal is in a district together, they constitute the Zilla Parishad. Urban local government. There are two local governments in urban area. One is a municipality and one is a municipal corporation. They are set up towns and controlled by elected bodies consisting of people's representatives. Municipal chairperson is the political head of the municipality, and municipal corporations, they are also set up in cities and controlled by the elected bodies consisting of people's representatives. Mayor is the head of the municipal corporations. With this, I would like to conclude the chapter. I think I have covered all the subtopics that are there in the chapter. See the video, have a good understanding, and come back to me in online classes discussion. Thank you.
Hello students, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Have a look at it, understand the flow of the chapter, and if at all if you have any doubts, you can always come to me for the discussion in the online class.